How's it going, everyone? My name is JoJo. Welcome back to the channel. Holy shit! Someone just unboxed some gloves. Nice. And we're back with another brand new video. Now, as requested by one of you lovely people, I'm going to be doing a green inventory. So this is a full inventory just like my yellow one. I appreciate all of the support I've been getting on my videos recently. I've been doing really well, and the yellow video did extremely well. So here's another one for you guys. So let's get straight into it. So starting off, we're gonna start off with the knife, and pretty much you've got any Boreal Forest DD Pat, or Gamma Doppler that's in the game. So these range from different prices. The Boreal Forest and Forest DD Pat, you can pick up knives as cheap as $90. They go up to about 1,000 for the butterfly knife and factory new. As for the Gamma Doppler, you're looking at around 200 for the cheapest knife, and these get considerably more expensive. But I mean, look at it. This is a phase 3, I think, Huntsman knife. It's actually the same one of my buddies has, so shout out to you, my guy Kieran. And it is a superb knife. So yeah, but to go with your knife, you're going to need some gloves, aren't you? So starting off, we've got driver gloves racing green. Now these in field tested are only going to cost you around $60. Try and get as low float as possible. These ones are quite beat up, so you know, bear with that. Yours might look a little bit different if you get them, but yeah, overall pretty decent. You can't really go wrong with them. That's a really super good green budget option. We've also got Moto Gloves Turtle, another super vibrant green skin similar to the Gamma Doppler. So these look really good with the Gamma Doppler actually. So these super nice. You can grab these and field test it for around that $150 sweet spot. And if you've got a little bit of money to spend, your third pair of gloves that you could grab would be the Hedge Mazes or the Emerald Webs. Now these are extremely expensive, so I won't bother showcasing them too much, because the general population of you guys are probably not going to be spending upwards of 50,000 on a pair of gloves. So yeah, but for those of you who want to do that, they're your options. So starting off, we have the USP, and I'm going with the Tropical Breeze. Now, some of you might not know that this skin even exists, but that's because it is part of the new collections update. It's a super clean green skin, and I really like the design on it. There are a couple of other USP options you could go for, but we're quite limited with what we've got, and in my opinion, this is the best looking one. This is going to set you about $3.15 in field tested, so not too bad at all. For the Glock, we're going with the green line as our budget option. Now, I love this Glock personally. I love the, you know, you've got the like windows that shine with the rest of the skin. I think it looks super cool. It gives it a lot more of a just a lot more character. I love the shiny, like brushed steel look on the top as well. Just overall a super clean skin. Can't go wrong with it. And in field tested, this is going to cost you only about 60 cents. So very nice. And for our more expensive option, we have the Gamma Doppler in factory new, which is going to cost you around $72. But if you want an Emerald, that's going to cost you somewhere in the region of $200 to $300. Can be upwards of $500 as well, depending on where you get them from. But yeah, so I would recommend the Emerald if that's sort of your thing. I don't actually really like the Emerald that much though, so just getting any old Gamma Doppler phase would work fine. But I would definitely recommend grabbing it in factory new. I know you could save some money getting it in battle scarred, field tested, whatever, but it just looks so much better in factory new. So spend a little bit extra, treat yourself, and get it in factory new. Up next, we've got the P250, and this is the See You Later. I'm going to go with this in field tested, because I think if you get it in a low enough float, it does look pretty clean. Very nice green skin. It is a covert as well, which is pretty cool. And you can pick this for just about under $3. If you know where you're looking, you can get it for around the $2.50 range as well. So yeah, super cool. For the jewelries, we've got the Polished Malachite in field tested, I believe. And wow, look how shiny these things are. Like, you get distracted just looking at these. I was going to go with the Emerald, but considering the price point and the fact that these are just generally way shinier, I actually think I prefer these. And at 60 cents, yeah, I think the price goes quite, you know, alongside that as well. Again, try and get it in as low float as possible, so you see the scratches on the bottom there. You know, lower the float, the less scratches you're going to have. But with these gloves, they just look so clean. For the 5.7, we've got the Coolant Now, I am showing this in souvenir. You don't have to get it in souvenir if you don't like it, but in souvenir factory new, this is going to cost you 42 cents, but in normal factory new, it's going to cost you 7 cents. There's absolutely no need for you to get it in any other condition. Try and get a lower float as well, because the front of the gun can get quite scratched up, as you can see, because this is a factory new. But yeah, no, pretty simple. Green skin, goes really well, super cheap and cheerful. Tech 9 Bamboozle is up next. Now, I actually have two options for the Tech 9. This is the first one, and in field tested, this is going to cost you somewhere in the region of 60 cents. The second option is one that I think a lot of you guys probably won't even know exists. It's the Ossified. I think I said that right. This is actually a very old skin, and in factory new, you can grab it for only $1.35, which for an old collection skin is quite rare, to be fair, and pretty good value. It's got a little bit of a like sort of washed, missing textures kind of feel to it, a bit like the Scorched. But for those of you who really like your shiny skins, this is a very clean, shiny green skin. You can't really go wrong with it. And for the Deagle, we have the Mint Fan, another new skin in field tested. This is going to set you about $1.54. Thank goodness we've got a green Deagle that doesn't cost $400. Might be foreshadowing there, because for $480 you can grab the Emerald Jurgamander in factory new. Little story about this: I actually used to have one of these, but I sold it for £50, which is somewhere in the region of like $70 back in the day. I sold it way too early. Had I just kept it, yeah, I would have a significantly nicer inventory than what I have currently, but oh well. Looked to buy EA games that then released on Game Pass, so I didn't even really get much out of it. Anyway, the MP9 BioLeak is our MP9 choice. It's a super nice green, shiny blue skin. So obviously because it's a blue from a case, it's pretty damn cheap. And you can pick this up in factory new for about 25 cents. So yeah, really can't complain with that price. It does actually look really good for the price, I can't lie. For the Mat 10, we've got the Nuclear Garden. Now, wow, look at this skin. The Nuclear Garden is super nice, but I just don't really think it's yellow. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. You can grab this in field tested for, I believe, around $6. It's a little bit more than the other skins, but you know, you use the Mat 10 quite a lot and it does look super clean. So, you know, as I said, treat yourself. We've got the UMP next. We've got the Plastique in field tested for 60 cents. Super clean, like bomb design, which, you know, is very unique. It's not very shiny, but it's you know, sort of got that almost sort of like matte finish, but it also looks quite 3D, which is quite cool. Shout out to my buddy Nathan, who actually has one of these. This is the exact like reason I added this on the list, is because he has one and I really like it. So yeah, super cool for the UMP. MP7, we've got the Power Core. Now, grab this in field tested if you can. I would suggest grabbing it in minimal wear, maybe even factory new, but in field tested you can grab it for around 70 cents. Just a go-to green skin, you can't go wrong with it. Green and yellow, looks very shiny, pops really, really well, and look at it in these gloves. It just looks sick in these gloves. For the XM, we've got the Watchdog in field tested. This is going to cost you $1. I can't really explain how much I love this skin. It just looks superb. Shame it's on an XM, which realistically you're not going to use a great deal of the time, but wow, it does look pretty. For the Negev, there's not a great deal of choice, but we've gone with the Terrain. I know it's more sort of like blue, but I'd still technically class it as green. In factory new, this is only going to cost you around 70 cents, so if you don't even really need it, it's just to fill an inventory slot. But getting onto the rifles, starting with the FAMAS, and we've got the Meow 36 in factory new for 30 cents. This still looks pretty beat up even in factory new, so without a doubt, if you're going to grab it in factory new. But yeah, cool, shiny green skin. You know, not too great, but not too bad. For the Galil, we're going with the Eco, and in field tested, you can grab this for around $5.20. A lot more than the FAMAS, but I mean, I love this skin. There are other options for the Galil, but I just thought I'd go with the Eco because it's quite a classic skin, and I love the white and green. And for the AK, we have the Winter Green in field tested. This is a pretty new skin, so you know, there are other options of course, but I actually quite like this as a new skin, and I was very close to picking the green laminate, but I do think this one fits a little bit better because the actual metal itself is green. $4 is how much this bad boy is going to set you back. And again, try and get it in a lower float so there's less scratching. You can, of course, grab it in minimal wear if you like. Factory new looks pretty close to minimal wear, so there's not really a lot of point in grabbing it in FN. And for the M4A1S, we're going with the M4 S, I think. In minimal ways, it's going to cost you 80 cents. It's alright. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan of it, but it is very green and it's pretty cheap, so you can't really go wrong with it. And I do quite like the claw. The claw looks like it's sort of popping out of the skin a lot, and the eye is quite cool as well. So it's still pretty sick. And for the M4A4, we've pretty much only got one choice, and that's the brand new chopper, but you can grab it in factory new for only 50 cents. So you can't really go wrong with it, to be honest. You can even grab it in stat track for near to nothing. Factory new is sort of what I would recommend as well, because it does get quite scratched up, and factory new does look extremely clean. But a typical camo green skin, it's very deep, dark green, so it does go really well with the loadout. Up next, we've got possibly one of my favourite skins for the scout in the game, and that is the acid fade. Now try and get close to a full fade if you can. This is not one of them, because the higher the fade is, the more green you actually get. But you can grab it in factory new for around $1.30. I love this skin so much. It's so cool, and it's got such a lot of history to it, and it's an old collection skin, so you know these will go up in price over time. There are hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of them, maybe even hundreds of thousands of them though. So don't buy them for an investment, but you know, overall, super clean green skin. You've got to grab it if you're getting one. For the Krieg, we've got the Dragon Tech in factory new. This is going to cost you $1.30. Again, unfortunately, this is another skin that really does suffer if you get it in a higher float. So, you know, try and get it in a low float if you can. Low float minimal wear should be fine, but if not, just grab it in factory new. It does look super clean. Looks like it's straight out of Cyberpunk. A really cool skin. Up next, we've got the AWP, and we're going with the fan favourite, the Aetheris in field tested. This is going to set you back around $3.30. It is a super nice skin, and you can go for a high float if you want, because the actual snake sort of turns into an exoskeleton, so it gets a very cool, unique look to it. But the lower the float, the more green you get. So I went with a low float version instead, sort of low float field tested. You could grab a minimal wear if you want. But honestly, this is personal perspective, personal preference, sorry. So, you know, get whatever one you like the most. But I had to include it. The brand new AWP Green Energy is the pricier choice. I mean, look at this thing. It is honestly one of my favourite AWPs in the game. I love the fact that it's got the glitter effect. You know, there isn't a lot of skins that are taking advantage of the glitter effect, and Valve are finally starting to bring some in. I know loads of people love the pearlescent and the holographic effect, but the glitter effect is slept on, and it looks super good on this. In minimal wear, this is going to cost you about $100, but, I mean, it is worth it. If you've got that little bit extra to put in, maybe get a cheaper knife or a cheaper pair of gloves and grab this instead. But you know, whatever your reasoning, I would consider grabbing one of these, but maybe hold off a little bit until they go down in price, because these are in the drop pool. So as time goes on, more and more of these will get dropped, so the price will just keep falling on these. But when they get to an affordable price, I would grab one. And last but not least, we've got the Zeus, and luckily with the new Beryl collection, we do finally have a green Zeus. It's not that good. It's the Swamp DD Pat, and in factory new you can grab it for 12 cents. But hey, it goes with the rest of the loadout, and it's all we've got until there's new green ones that come out soon. But that's going to be everything, guys. We've pretty much built an entire loadout. I put plenty of time into this video. I put a little bit more time into it compared to the yellow one, so hopefully there's a skin for everyone on this list. And again, just like last time, if you guys do want to leave any suggestions, put them in the comment section below. Your comment might be the deciding factor for someone getting a skin, so I do really like that interaction with the community. I do appreciate the comments that I got in the previous video. There were some super good suggestions from some of you guys out there. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Don't worry, gameplay videos are coming. I'm just trying to grab as much footage as possible, and I can do a couple of them. So yeah, bear with me on that. I am not just going to be skin based, so there is going to be some funny videos coming out, and maybe even some variety content with other games too. So stay tuned, we've got plenty in the works. This channel is just going to go up and up and up. So I appreciate the support. Thanks everyone, take care, I'm out.